nations. Baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Y'all ready? So let's go. Turn it up. I'm about to show you what real is. Go. Where's my soldiers of the cross? I know you feel. Let's go. Breaking news. Got that call.
Oh, he's rolling.
Let's go. Changing lives. Still Christ up. So let's go.
Let's go.
I'm about to show you what real is.
Let's go.
Where's my soldiers of the cross? I know you feel.
Let's go.
Breaking news. Got that call. And it's all good.
Let's go.
Changing lives. Still Christ up.
So
Let's go. Come on, man. First time and right out the box, man. Everything works perfect right out the box. It's a beautiful thing
man. I mean,
in the neighborhood, man.
We've only been doing this for how long now? I mean,
This is only year 2, man. Holy crap. Ain't even got out of a living room yet.
Year
What's
2.
up, America? It is game time, baby. You get fantasy game time coming at you live from the heart of Central Texas. This is Russell Maven from Temple, Texas. Best friend Jay Thompson from Killeen, Texas. We were just talking about, man, what a blessing our friendship has been for 20 years, man. Just kicking it. We're here to break down all things Week 10 for the NFL, baby. Fantasy football. Here for you, Brett Miller. What's happening, baby? Yeah.
all right.
So, man,
Amen, brother.
Yeah. You ready to do this thing?
Yeah, you just kicking it. You gave us a 20-year. That was 20 years ago, man. Escape or whoever that was. Just kicking it. Okay. Well, we going to still just kick it, man.
We are just going to kick it, man. Look, man, I lived through the 80s. Can I kick it one time? I mean, at least I didn't say word to your moms.
Word to your mother.
Word to your mother. So, man, this has been an exciting week, man. It seemed like it's just been a lot of interesting stuff going on in the last few weeks in the NFL, and we missed you on the show last week. Jordan Dolatina holding it down, so that was pretty cool.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man, it was cool. We had a good time. I told him I get 2 laughs per minute from you and 2 laughs per show from him. So, it works out. Whatever we need to do, man. Whatever needs to happen, we're gonna make it happen. But we always like to start with a little. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, what are you talking about this week, man?
First, I'm talking about that I'm glad I'm back.
That's what I'm talking about.
But secondly, man, you know what I'm talking about?
I've been waiting.
I'm talking about the Saints this last week, man, beating the Rams.
Good night.
And it made it official that we will not have an undefeated team. And, 72 Dolphins that I can't claim because I wasn't born yet. But,
Almost.
Yeah, well.
75.
Yeah, so they get to pop their champagne and...
You know what I miss? I miss Chris Berman on prime time doing that 1993. With Tom Jackson, and they gave Robin Roberts all of the Cincinnati Bengal Colt games, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
Like, let's see, what kind of crappy game is on the schedule? Robin,
they
take that.
You only
one.
get a minute to describe the whole game. You didn't say the score.
Don't show the field goals. Don't show them. You ain't gonna have time.
But we get to hear Mercury Morris and all them guys like
Zonk.
this over, but. It's almost like it just gives them existence still. Like it's not like they're humble about it at all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mercury Morris just can't wait to we the greatest team ever. We never lost. It's like, I get that, but
y'all didn't play a team with a winning record the whole year.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
No, it wasn't, but it was about that bad.
Yeah, I mean, you run right here 10-3, winning games, but they won.
They won them.
So
you can't take anything away from them.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. I mean, we know today's NFL, you just it's too much parity to do that. But every year, I mean, it was week 10, week 9, and it happened. I mean, it seemed like it's getting earlier every season. It seemed like so. Congrats to the Saints.
Congrats to the Saints, man. They did a great job.
And it's one of those things where I don't like to think this way, but it's almost good for the Rams. Just to go ahead.
It totally is.
Okay, because it
totally
keep mounting up, then you got to start asking questions about it, and this and that, and then it's like when you do it week 16 and lose, like it's like wow, we lost a game.
It's like the movie about the high school team that went through the streak. They had the 100 games in a row or whatever that they had won. They'd never really lost. Or it was interesting. You know what I'm talking about?
What you talking about, man?
Man, I'm talking about Malcolm Brown. Former Longhorn, baby. Probably could be starting for some teams at running back, but you want to talk about a play. Did you see the catch and the balance on the sideline in that same Saints game?
Well, I heard it, and they were just saying, like, nah, it's no way he was.
No, he didn't stand
what?
up. Man, it was beautiful. Of course, he went to UT. UT always has a running back in the league running around here doing something. But man, what a beautiful, beautiful play from Malcolm Brown. And I thought when he came out, man, I was like, he's going to go somewhere and do something. But he never really did. But he just caught on with the Rams and hung around, and now he's going to get in there a little bit, and he's doing something.
Right.
He's doing something.
And like Brent said, it's going to make some girly owners nervous. I don't think he's doing that much, but yeah.
But he is showing that if he gets hurt, I mean, he could do something. He can still be in there and be productive. I'll tell you what else I'm talking about.
What else?
Speaking of the Saints, Tom Morstead, he punted on Sunday. That was the first punt that he's kicked at home since week 2. And I'm pretty sure they've had other fourth downs. But that's the first time he's punted since week 2.
Wow. So what is his pay per punt?
More than what I make in a year. How about that?
I mean, this guy punt pay ratio is just off the charts,
Oh
man.
My goodness. Oh my goodness.
right.
Yeah, he's killing it, man. He is killing it. And that's to me, that's how it's done offensively. I mean, you can get your punter and just go sit your behind down
I know, man.
right over there.
You know what? Help with the Gatorade.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So-and-so
Stretch some
needs-
people out.
Man, go get this guy. Go rub this guy's hamstrings over there, man.
Why you dressed for?
Yeah,
Like,
you put on your clothes. This is a home game, idiot. You're not holding anymore. We don't need you.
Oh, man.
Can we make our punter inactive? Yeah. All right. Well, I had some fantasy hot takes here, and I had a good one, and it went out on the last play of practice today.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
I
heard
was
it coming
going
over
to
here.
say, what do you think about Des Bryant going to the Saints? Is he going to go back to being productive like he was with Romo, or are we going to see more of 2017? But it seems to be irrelevant because he tore an Achilles on the last play of practice today.
Man, so like we was talking before the show, I guess running routes in your yard with your cousin or nephew and being in the NFL running routes, 2 different things. I mean, football speed and just...
What are we talking about? Are we talking about practice? We're talking about practice, Jay. Sometimes you got to practice.
So you can't hang out with Jerry and then come out there on the field and be ready to play some football?
You can try. You can try, but how many people have we seen sit out and disrespect the game and think they can just walk in and play the NFL?
Are we going to see that with Bell?
That's where I'm going next. Yeah, reading my mind. That's what I'm talking about.
been together too long, man.
Bell is supposed to report this week. My first question, fantasy-wise, is what does that do to Connor's value?
I mean, it won't help. I mean, it's not good. I mean, I think that's why last night he was kind of showing out a little extra, like putting extra when he scored, more emotion, like this is it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back to a guy, to me. But I do want to address how fans can be and how the media can be. First off, when Dez got cut, I'm going to go back to Dez for a second. When ESPN showed the highlights, it was him dropping the ball. It was him like not getting away from coverage.
That's manipulating people's opinion. That's propaganda. That's stupid.
But when he saw with the Saints, oh my goodness, man, they showed everything. He was just the greatest receiver of all time. And I'm like, wow, really, ESPN? So now
That's why I don't watch those jerks.
Yeah, but we know better than that. We know our audience know better than that. But I just had to put that out there. That come on, guys, don't fall for the okie doke. Banana in the tailpipe.
They're going to fall for banana in the tailpipe. You're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You've been hanging out with this cat too long.
But this is the next thing I don't understand. Like, ESPN people are actually saying they don't need Bell. And coming from a Dolphin fan, like, whenever
Bell owner.
yeah, and a Bell owner, 3-year contract, get your butt in there. If I could have, man, I would have went granny style on, like, find him in Miami and grab him by his ear, like, what if you get your little behind up in Pittsburgh?
You ain't calling Grandma. I'm here.
Get on this plane and you better get your shoulder pads and come on here, boy.
$800,000 a game.
Yeah, but because all it takes is one loss, and then when is it's so amazing how when stuff is going good, we don't need him. We're good.
Temporal, man.
We just
Everything
blew out.
Whatever's going on right now is what's going on.
It's going to always be this way.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's called NFL. It's called any given Sunday. Anytime you can get talent on your team, you take it, because he's only one play away from being hurt.
You're a turned ankle from having a completely different situation at every single position.
Yeah, so it's just idiotic to me to hear fans or ESPN people say they don't need him. It's called the NFL, and they got 6+ playoff games still left. You need you know how many teams are running around here with like 15 people on IR. You know what I'm saying?
They're one twisted knee away from Stephen Ridley and Jalen Samuels fighting it out for the starting job.
Exactly, man. So this is crazy talk.
Look, man, I know this guy scored 5,000 points in fantasy football the last 2 or 3 years, but they don't need him.
Oh, yeah, man.
Man, come on, dog. What are we talking about? So, all right, man. Well, let's get it. We didn't get a whole lot of questions this week. We got a really good one, but it was for the Thursday night game, and Jay's too busy with his busy schedule with no kids at home and 2 grandkids 2 hours away to be able to have a show that early. So, the Facebook question for this week is: would you play Sanu at Cleveland, Humphreys versus Washington, or Gabriel versus Detroit?
Man, I hope this is like your receiver 5 or something. You try to figure out, like, these are some.
Receiver 5. Hope y'all start. Do y'all start 5?
Yeah, because these guys are not like.
These aren't world beaters.
Yeah, but if I had to pick, I'll say Gabriel.
Really?
Yeah. He's been pretty consistent, and he gets the ball in the rounds, and he just seemed to score touchdowns, and that offense is creative, and he's one of those kind of gadget guys with Cohen. But if I had to pick from these 3 superstars, because I know you're a new guy. I don't know why this one of your guys.
I rookie drafted him. He's got a special place in my heart, man.
Ain't that funny how we do that?
I'm serious, man. Like, Tyler Boyd makes me cry. Like, man, it's just like, that's so beautiful, man. He's doing great. I wish I still had that turkey.
Yeah, you could just not be good, but it's like, you go to pick up somebody in the other league, and you just find yourself picking up somebody you done rookie drafted just because.
I think I'm going to pick up Josh Doxson this week. Like, why? He scored 1 touchdown in 14 months. What are you doing?
How the RFL team looks like your UFC team. I mean, I fight myself to make sure that my team don't look the same that way.
I know.
Like, I can't have both teams sucking.
I guarantee you my team doesn't. Oh, good night. I would take Humphreys in that, just because they're going to be behind in every game. They're going to throw it. They can't run it. They got Jahar Thompson and Russell Maven trying to run the ball back there, and then they got targets available, man. I mean, it's not, Deshaun Jackson is two targets a game, and both of them are 50 yards downfield.
But isn't Humphreys and Godwin like the same person or something? Like, that's my only.
Yeah, he's over the last few weeks, it's been Humphreys over Godwin. So, I'd go Humphreys just to shake it up. I think he gets way more targets than Gabriel or Sanu. Sanu to me is like option 4 on that team, where Humphreys may be 3. So, all right, let's get into some quarterbacks, man. What do you say?
Let's do this, man.
Do you remember how to do this?
Yeah.
It's been a little while. I don't know if you've gone to Montana again or what you got going on. But we're not going to touch Brady Fitzpatrick. He's already in the top 12 again, Jay.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man.
Roethlisberger, he already played anyways. Newton already played anyways. Breeze, Ryan, Rivers, Trubisky, Mahomes, Goff. Look at that, right in a row. Trubisky, Mahomes, Goff. Them boys are probably, 40 years old combined. And then Rodgers and Wentz. Okay, so we're not touching them cats. So let's get to some. And this is going to be an interesting show because we did not pick the same people this week, like at all. We both agreed on who was it, Jay? Who's your favorite player in the league?
Who's my favorite player? Oh, Bortles.
Bortles. We both agreed on Bortles. We both like him. I like him because he gets at least 22 yards every single game rushing. And Indianapolis, speaking of 22, they're 22nd against quarterbacks. So, yeah, I think he's gonna he'll be a decent play this week.
Well, I like him because it seems like twice a year he has a game that you just can't understand, like 4 touchdowns or something, and then he goes back to being who he is. So this might be one of those weeks where he just acts like he's just quarterback one. So
yeah, I mean, I agree. Like it's like 15, 20, 17, 50.
Right.
Oh, well, crap. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I didn't start you this week, but thank you.
Just to know that you probably can do that. But, yeah, this is like 2 or 3 times a year. So
Real quick, fantasy question, non-fantasy question that popped up.
Okay.
From believe it or not, I know somebody that's a Cardinals fan. And the question is...
This is
unprecedented is what it is. You don't ever see anybody with any Cardinals gear on. But will the Cardinals ever overcome the Bidwell ownership? And I have an answer for that one. That's as likely as the Cowboys overcoming the Jones ownership. That's all I got to say. So if you got confidence the Cowboys can overcome the Jones, I got confidence the Cardinals can overcome the Bidwells.
It's all about players, though. I mean, all it takes is one. I mean,
coaching too.
Well, true, but I mean,
Arians was had them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but then he, that's the thing. See, that's the theme tonight. It's like how soon we forget. Like just 2 years ago, the Cardinals were their defense. They got David Johnson, and they're just
Carson Palmer. Let's
go. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And then it don't take long, and then before you know it, you picking,
Josh
top
Rosen,
10.
Yeah.
So
mad Josh Rosen, he got picked in the top 10.
Oh, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna pull up Peyton Manning. You're gonna regret that. Yeah. But and that's it's almost the beauty of the NFL, but also like curse of the NFL. Like you better enjoy your team when they're good.
That's right.
Because it only takes one game, it only takes 1 year, one play, and we suck again.
That's right. That's right. That is the absolute truth, too. All right, so I'll go first here on these other quarterbacks. I'm taking my man Andrew Luck. This dude has had 3 or 4 touchdowns every game the last six games.
Really?
And, yeah, man. And so the Jacksonville defense... Maybe some other people are still falling for this, but I'm not falling for this crap no more. They are not who we thought they were. They are not who we thought they were. And Jalen Ramsey can talk all he wants, but they suck.
Right.
Their defense
you can't cover everybody.
No, their defense is not what we thought it was going to be. And so I think Andrew Luck's going to carve them up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Man, I missed that one. I thought he would be. Why he can't get on this list?
This dude is like in the top 3 in quarterback points,
right,
and he can't even make the top 12.
Okay, I missed that one. I would have put him. So, all right.
Finally, my first overall pick is working out, right?
Still holding on to him, huh?
All right, man. I don't have a franchise tag. I have a luck tag.
Well, I went a little deeper, man. I went with Mariota. Now...
Cowboy fans are like, that's a good, man, that was a good pick right there. Now, that guy is really, really good. He's a star.
He's the second coming of Peyton Manning. Like, he's great, huh?
Peyton Manning? Just more like Steve Young.
Oh, man. But this the thing about Mariota to me. He's kind of that guy that has a couple of games a year like we talking about. And it's not really fantasy related because I just like him. He is a grinder. He never gets too high. He never gets too low. He leaves it
It's
out
like
there.
Eli Manning. He doesn't show any emotion.
Right, and he leaves it out there on the field. I mean, he's getting the best out of his talent, and he's playing ball. So, and not to rain on his parade, but they're going to be down. So,
By the way, y'all are going to be way behind.
yeah, you're not going to be good, your team, so you're going to have to throw more than you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really like, and like we talked about, he always going to have some kind of rushing stats.
Yep.
So that's a big part when it comes to fantasy.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna take Russell Wilson against the Rams for sort of a similar reason. They're probably going to be behind.
But what are they? I mean, we talking
Like
about
identity-wise?
Yeah,
Honestly, they made themselves Russell Wilson, and that's it. The receivers are Doug Baldwin and people you never heard of. And they got rid of Graham, so the tight ends are Jay Thompson and Russell Maven. And then
we play for a lot of teams.
I'm telling you, man, we are killing it this year. And, you know, the running backs, you know, they draft a guy in the first round, and then they realize they made a mistake and they're never going to play him. And so
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But and so I mean, I think they're Russell Wilson and Russell Wilson.
So they go
They got
as he
their
go.
defense isn't even that good. They've gotten rid of all their defensive players. It's like they said, well, we're going to pay Russell Wilson, and we're not paying anybody else.
And they're going to restart.
That's
do a
right.
reboot with him.
Yeah, literally, they got Bobby Wagner and Russell Wilson. Literally.
And the twins.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
They got 3.5 arms of the Griffin boys. So yes, I don't know, man. But to me, I mean, he's had 3 passing touchdowns in 4 of the last 5 games. You don't even think of that guy like
Right,
that. You don't.
right.
That's like not even a thing that pops into your head. And I just feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game. If they're going to keep up with the Rams, it's going to have to be. Right. So I know
pick,
he played like crap last week, but I think he's going to mess around and do something this week.
Oh, good, man. That's a good pick, man. I'm slipping.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Jay. Jerk.
I like Alex Smith this week. And
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, we're not doing a reboot. We're actually live, and I'm gonna say this again.
Mic check.
We're kicking it now.
We're kicking it. Jamming on the one. Jamming on the one.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. Baby.
Oh man, only you, man. Only you. I like Alex Smith because they're playing this team called the Bucks.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of give up. Okay. They give up 50 points a game, and I haven't even looked at not one stat, but I'm gonna go on a limb. They give up 50 points, so I think Alex Smith can make that happen.
Watch him score 50. Watch, he's gonna score 50, and I'm just gonna be like, wow.
I mean, he's throwing to me and you. You know, this is our 3rd team we on, but
yeah,
somehow he's going to get it because the Bucks that's just what they do. They let you get 35 first, then they go and get 28.
Then they go in and get yelled at.
And then they go ahead and let you get 14 more and the game's over. But everybody get their stats. We lose. Everybody go home happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Alex Smith.
All right, speaking of high-scoring games, I'm going to take Dalton versus New Orleans because those 2 offenses have played great this year, both of them. And New Orleans is back to good old New Orleans, 31st against quarterbacks. That means we can't cover anybody. Right. I don't care where we drafted these cornerbacks. So if you're gonna play Drew Brees, you're gonna have to score points against Drew Brees. So I'm taking Andy Dalton this week. They got no AJ Green. Right. It's going to be Tyler Boyd's going to get 200 yards, and John Ross is going to get a catch.
He's going to get a pull groin.
He's going to pull something.
Yeah, I think he's like 8 for 8 and getting something pulled every game. But it's I want to talk about something for a minute. Drew Brees, and if you're Drew,
I think we've done it.
Right. But what I'm asking is, I actually had a Drew Brees owner go get another quarterback.
Because of the road game?
Well, the road game and
Weather?
the other quarterback guy that comes in every once in a while.
Oh, my gosh. Taysom Hill?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me just tell you, that's a waste of time.
That's a waste of Taysom time.
That is a waste of your fantasy roster spot is what that is. That guy's 3 points a game.
Yeah, but
And that's because he scored one touchdown at some point. He normally just gets like a few yards a game.
But this fantasy owner was actually afraid of what might happen in the future when they start doing that even more. So I just thought that I didn't think that
you
for
need to quit drinking and then going on to your fantasy sites. If you drink, don't get on your fantasy. That needs to like be a rule. Okay, somebody needs to hold your phone. Don't go on fantasy sites when you've been drinking.
Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and add players.
Good gracious, it's way more dangerous to add players when you're drinking than it is to drive. Come on, man.
But
Taysom Hill.
Well, not that he's
Probably a Longhorn fan. That dude put 200 yards rushing on us one time.
Wow. See,
It's embarrassing.
From where? We're about.
You don't know?
Nah. That's why.
BYU.
Wow. Okay.
BYU.
And so.
And it was beat down you that day. Trust me, they kicked the crap out of us.
Michael Brown wasn't there. He did tightrope that game.
I knew.
Oh man. But so I'm gonna come back with a deeper. I'm going pretty deep, man. Mariota, Alex Smith, Josh McCown. I mean, is he actually going to start this week?
I think so.
He ain't got no choice.
I think so.
Yeah. So
Homeboy's running around in street clothes and a boot.
This dude just made himself hurt, so he would have to go back out there. Like, this dude just started walking off the field holding something. Like, you know what? I'm not fit to go back out there. I'm done. I'm about to go back to golfing. But McCown, for the simple fact that last year he actually was a decent fantasy quarterback at times.
Totally was.
Yeah, so it's almost like they might, I don't know how long Darnold's supposed to be out, but they might mess up some draft stuff if they're trying to, I don't know, teams don't do that, but McCown might actually come in and get a little hot.
Yeah.
It might be a little game time for him. So
They may move their hair at the exact same time, and then he's going to go in there and do something.
I wonder if it's we had a Fitzpatrick clock. I wonder if McCown got one going on. Like
A little cycle?
Yeah. I wonder if it's like next year he going to be on another team.
I don't know, but he looks like he's ready to punch Rocky Balboa. Every time I look at him, he looks exactly like Dolph Lundgren. I must break you.
Oh, man. So I actually like him this week, and they're playing the Bills. So
The Bills have been good defensively in the last year. Sometimes they remember. Sometimes
when the offense to be that bad of an offense, you're right. The defense has to be out there a lot, and they hold their own as much as they can. But
they got good players.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know who one of my favorite players in the league is? It's on the Buffalo defense. Who do you think I'm going to say?
Buffalo defense, and I just owe everybody on the Buffalo defense. Oh, I know they got that old linebacker, Lorenzo.
No, it is an old guy, but it's not the linebacker. It's a lineman.
A lineman? Mm-hmm. You're going to have to hook it up, man.
Kyle Williams.
Oh, yeah.
I love Kyle Williams. I saw an interview with Kyle Williams about a week ago, man. He's hilarious. Yeah. He's like, I don't know, man. I just try not to be this sexy when I'm out there. I just try to hold it under control. I'm like, hey, this guy's like me. He tells his dad.
He's been with him for a long time, so he's like, you know what? I got to be funny.
I'm like, crap. I mean, that's awesome.
Joe Thomas can do it. I mean, I can do it. Just have some fun with it.
By the way, speaking of football players that are talking heads now, you know who I think I love? I loved his football life, and I loved him on the sidelines, and I loved him mic'd up, but he's terrible in the box. I don't like the sound of his voice. It's Bruce Arians.
Oh, he's so dry.
It sounds like, hello, it's good to see you, everyone. And then let's go to you, Bruce.
I don't know, man. It's going to be a way.
I'm like, what is wrong with you? Talk. Speak, man. Come on, dude. But have you ever seen him interviewed? I mean, he's a real interesting interview. I mean, he's a funny guy. He's witty. And he gets in there, he's like, I don't know.
It's like he tried to be too smart or too.
It sounds like he needs to poop. I mean, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well, yeah, he is not a natural fit for him.
It's
You're
not.
right,
It's
right.
not. It totally isn't. I don't know what. I don't know what.
Well,
maybe a
I think
studio. Or, I
no,
don't
he
know.
just need to have some expletives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I know that
I'm gonna kick somebody. Have you ever seen that one on the football line?
Oh, I know he the Arizona Cardinal thing. He just he couldn't get past 2 words. So maybe he's like watching every word that come out his mouth, and that's
He's like
why.
trying to monitor. How can I say this without cursing?
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's
Their
choking.
defense isn't any good.
Good. Did I pass? Good. We can say good, right? Okay.
Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, man.
He just tries not to say what the. If he says what the, it's over. His
It's
career's
automatic
over.
beat. It's an automatic beat coming. Like, hey, the guy got his finger right there on the beat button, just waiting every time he
3
talks.
second delay in effect. In effect.
Oh,
All right. Let's quit getting derailed. What's your problem, man? Why are you derailing things all the time?
What else you got?
Man, I hate these black people, man. Golly.
You went Dalton. You
All
went
right,
Wilson.
All right,
Love.
I got one for you. This
Oh,
guy,
man.
this guy's not even old enough to drive himself to the game. Mullins
Oh,
from
you put
San
him.
Francisco versus the Giants, and I got a great statistic for you.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've heard it.
My statistic is this is a total hunch. That's my statistic. The Giants have given up, and they don't have any tape on him other than last week. So they got 4 quarters of tape on this guy. They don't have any idea what this guy's going to do. And so, to me, they've given up. They don't care. Now they're trying to get their number 1 quarterback next year, and they don't even have there's not even a quarterback to take next year. So good luck with that.
And we're gonna pause for a moment.
Yes,
Dion,
we are.
get better, brother.
Yeah, man.
Praying for you, man.
We love you, dude.
Speedy recovery.
And we did not trash your Bills. Jay was talking about McCown tearing your Bills up. I said, hey, they played good defense. So I was defending your Bills. So just so you know, it was this dude over here, South Click over here, Central Texas.
That's what we
got
do
your
in
back,
our
man.
division. So he used to it. But I thought you was gonna give the stat on Mullins that he threw for more. He broke Brent Favre's record.
Did he go to Southern Miss? Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, man.
Man, they should have said something on the broadcast.
So,
gosh.
yeah, man.
You would have thought this dude was Brett Favre's son.
I know it, man. So if he beat Brent Favre's record, then that means he's better than Brent.
Gosh.
Why is he on somebody's bench when he broke Brent Favre's record in college?
This team beat that team, and that team beat the other team. That means this team can beat the
So
other
if
team.
I beat the Super Bowl winner,
There
then
you
I'm
go.
the Super Bowl champ now, right? That's how it works. Okay, man. But I'm gonna talk about Mullins. The name, the guy had to go look up his first name to put his name on here. So yeah, I don't know what they call him, like Matt or something.
I think it's Nick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Nick,
Okay.
but you know what I'm saying.
But I'll tell you this, we follow the rookie draft. We follow college football to some degree. We follow the NFL. I had no idea who that person was. I didn't know what team he was on. I didn't know where he went to college. I didn't know if he was right-handed or left-handed. I didn't know if he was a veteran, a rookie. I'd never heard this dude's name in my entire life.
But now you know everything about it.
And I get a big, thick, like that big orange book over there is full of rookie data analysis from Dane Brugler. Like I looked through all of that and
He didn't pop up one time.
never heard of him. Never. Now I want to hear your next one. I'm so interested in hearing your next one. I gotta hear this.
Well, for my final quarterback for Week 10 of the NFL season, I'm going to go with Dakota.
Rain,
Dakota. Okay. Dak.
Have you lost your mind?
Bruce, calm down, Eric. I didn't make you fit that. Do I have to hit the beat
I'm
button?
gonna kick some. Go ahead. You whatever you're gonna say, I'm fixing to shoot holes in it. So go ahead.
I'm going to Dak at the Eagles, and I got it. See attachment for Mariota, and
There's not an attachment on this document. Go ahead.
That's my notes. And for the same reason why I like Mariota this week is gritty. He's a grinder, and he gets rushing stats. And every once in a while in this season, he has a fantasy breakthrough.
Then you give him $100 million.
What? Wait a minute, 100 million. I'm talking about week 10 of the NFL season against the Eagles on prime time.
Okay. Can I tell you what's going to happen in the Eagles and the Cowboys game?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
What?
What we've got is strength on strength, weakness on weakness. So they're going to have to figure it out because the Eagles don't allow anybody to rush for any yards. They're stout, and the Cowboys only want to cram the ball up the middle, and then their defensive backs have been giving up just chunks of yardage.
Exactly.
They're terrible.
Right.
The only player they got of note in the back end is Malcolm Jenkins. But that's exactly where we're weak. We can't do that. We can't beat anybody that way. So for what you're talking about to happen, Scott Linehan's going to have to change something in his mind from watching freaking 15 games of film, of not working. None of this is working. He's got to change and look. Oh wow, this really actually isn't working, and we're going to have to throw it down the field. And we may have to run the zone read with Dak. They're not going to do that. He's not smart enough. He can't make the mental shift to make that happen. And even if he did, Dak wouldn't have the arm to be able to do it. So I'm calling baloney on that one.
Okay, well,
but I don't really have a strong feeling about it.
Okay, you know what? You shot all kind of holes in it. So if you're desperate for a quarterback, I say
freaking like you don't even have the can to turn over or scrape the bottom of, then you can get him.
Well, week 10, and you need a quarterback. Skin it.
God bless America. Then that's what you should have put him on, the skin it, not daggum number 5. So just for my buddy, one of my best friends.
Oh man,
Dominique just tuned in. I got to tell him what this dude just did. He just put Dak Prescott in his top 5 in the quarterbacks. So just
after 12.
After the 12. So this is top 17. How about
top
that?
half of the fantasy starts this week with people on bye.
All right, so here we go.
I think something mentally went off, and he had to turn over because hold on, somebody must be saying.
Did somebody just say something about Dak Prescott playing quarterback? What the world? All right, so let me tell you what we got here. We doubled down on Blake Bortles. Neither one of the two of us didn't pronounce it correctly, but both of us doubled down on Brickles. And then we got Mariota, we got Andrew Luck, we got Alex Smith somehow, Russell Wilson, we got Josh McCown, he must have break you. We got Andy Dalton, we got Nick Mullins, and we got Rain Dakota.
Wow, so Mullins and Dak in the same sentence.
In the same sentence,
wow,
man. Okay. In the same sentence.
Can
I tell you which one I'd rather have?
No, because we are being recorded, and don't go there, man.
I would be glad
take your
to
feelings out of this.
It's not feelings, Jay. I'm fine. I like being terrible. I like when people get to make fun of us. All right. How about we move on to some running backs?
All right, man. So
and by the way,
yes, sir.
You got Russell Maven. You got Jay Thompson. We're here in Central Texas. Fantasy Game Time. You can find us at Fantasy One Game Time on SoundCloud and YouTube, and hit us with some questions at Fantasy Game Time on Facebook. Tell us who the running backs are that we ain't gonna touch.
All right, let's go. We're gonna make sure that you guys already know that
these people are good.
Yeah, White, Gurley, Connor, who already played, Coleman, Barkley, McCaffrey, Zeke, Kamara, Hunt, DJ, Gordon, and Mixon. Now we're gonna get a little deeper into the running backs. We both agreed.
Double down.
Both of us.
Double down.
On Chubb.
Nick Chubb versus Atlanta. How about this? How about this one? Try this on. See if this fits and makes you feel all sexy. More share of the carries on his team than any running back in the league since he got the job. 84%. And Atlanta's 26 versus running backs. Chalk that one up, baby. I'm going Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I like Chubb this week too. He just consistent since he been starting, like you said.
Yeah,
And he's a rookie.
Because he's getting the carries.
Right, and he is only can get better at it.
Oh, for sure.
And in saying that, I made sure I put this guy right behind him. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Double down. If you ever had a fantasy show that had two Browns running backs in it when it came to fantasy.
Oh, no. We got another double down.
Oh, okay. Man, I was going to roll there. Peterson this week. We both double down.
We double down. Ding, ding. They're 29th versus running backs. And they're probably 32nd against every other position. They're Tampa Bay. They're terrible. And this dude has met up with, Ponce de Leon or whoever it was that thought they were going to find the fountain of youth. This guy is
right.
He's out of control, man. Right. He's out of control.
And the part I like about what I see with him is the after contact stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he don't. Around.
Yeah, man. He's not going down easy. And we know that the Bucs are going to give up 50 points. That's the thing. So he's going to get a little part of that right there.
For sure. So, now, back to your excellent point. Name another show where one of the commentators put two Brown running backs in the same conversation. Go ahead.
But Duke Johnson versus the Falcons. I like him this week. They got a new coordinator because half the staff got fired. And
Kitchens is like, by the way, did y'all know 29's good?
Right. Let's kind of, and they featured him immediately. So it's kind of like what you were saying with Linehan. It's like all it takes is just, I just wonder what those rooms are like. Like you in the offensive room.
You're watching 1st and 10, give it to Zeke into a 12-man box. It doesn't work, and you're thinking, what else could we do here? What would you think?
But don't you think, like, in that offensive meeting that, somebody say, hey, why don't we do this? You know what? It's almost like that commercial where that one guy said, you know what? This sucks, man. This plan sucks. And then he's outside with all his paperwork, not being a yes man. It's like, I wonder if that's what happened in the offensive meetings where you keep doing the same thing and it don't work. Then you get fired and then your backup or your quarterback coach comes in and say, oh, yeah, we're going to start giving you the ball. You're good. And all of a sudden, the offense picks up. And that's what happened with Duke Johnson to me. It's like he even showed it at least 2 years he's been that guy. Yeah. But then all of a sudden, he's like, nah, that's not my offense. And I think we got too many coordinators that's kind of that way. Instead of looking at the personnel, but say, no, this is my offense, and this is what we're going to run.
You know where he would tear it up? Is New England. If he went to New England, Bill Belichick would know exactly what to do with him. And it's so funny because he had a lot of rushing yards in college,
right?
But now he's like the James White. He doesn't hardly run it; he catches it.
Right. But he's that third down kind of back. But when he's in open field, he has power because, like you said, he's a running back.
And crap, he's rested. He hasn't played all year. He's got his legs under him.
Yeah, so they really feature him a lot more. So I like that.
Here's the guy. I'm gonna take this dude right here because I don't know that I'm gonna get to say his name again. And I think by the way, that's the guy that's watching right there. That he played for this team right here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So Fournette versus Indy because Indy's Indy.
Oh, that's the name you're gonna say?
Yeah, Fournette. Because, when am I going to get to say Leonard Fournette's name again? He's always going to be in the top 12. And this guy's finally healthy. He practiced this week. He's not going to, he's not going to be on the injury report. He's going to get to actually play. And he may even make your boy break Brickles even better. Who knows, man? So, I'm going to take Leonard Fournette.
That's a good pick, man.
And your next guy is one of the dudes. I mean, I wrestled with this one. But go ahead.
What, Deion Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
Man, first off, it's a revenge game. I know that get overplayed and everything, but it is a revenge game. I think that, what's that?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. And
I was asking.
Oh, and what's up, Trey? Is they really? That's another team. Like it didn't take somebody getting fired. But it took them playing the game and not scoring.
Getting shut out.
Right. And it's like, you know what? whoever, I'm going to listen. Anybody got any ideas? Because I'm open. And
Why don't we bench Derrick Henry? Okay.
you remember he played at Alabama and just not working for some reason in this league. So we got this one guy that's explosive, and we
I
need
think
to
we paid him a bunch of money.
yeah, let's get him the ball. So and he's just like he wants to do good. So I like him. They really with Mariota in the screen game, he's really really good. So I like that this week. Yeah.
Okay, well, your son is in Montana, right?
Correct.
And there's nothing to do there, so I think he's drinking. So don't drink alcohol. Trey.
Man, that's the theme tonight. Don't
drink and change your teams. Don't drink and drive. Just
Add
don't
players.
drink alcohol, man. It's not good. It's not good, man. He's saying, I think I've earned being in the Dynasty League. Man, you're 14 years old, man. Come on, dog. But happy Veterans Day. I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna take Aaron Jones, not because Green Bay's actually going to use him more, but because he deserves it, man. Golly, this guy is leading the league in everything. As far as yards per carry, yards after contact, all this kind of stuff, and they're kind of like,
right. Like
maybe we'll give you the ball, but give him the dang ball, man. This dude is good. What is wrong with you? And then Miami's 28th versus running back. So I'm taking Aaron Jones. That dude has played awesome. They just won't give him the ball. It's like Aaron Rodgers gets that bad look on his face, like, crap, he's throwing it.
Like just check it out every run play. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I know we had 2 defensive tackles in last week. Like I don't even know like where, like Ziggy Hood or somebody like.
Gosh.
Yeah, man. So that's a good pick. And for my last guy,
I would second this.
my last running back is whoever runs for Seattle, not named Penny. Because
let me tell you who's not getting the ball.
it don't matter who gets hurt. Like the punter would go in and get a carry for a penny. Like what did this guy do? Like, do we have any reporters in Seattle? Like
I need some dirt.
Yeah,
I want dirt.
Yeah, find
Did
out.
he hit somebody in the groin or something? I mean, what happened? Did he roll up on
did something
Coach Carroll or something?
Yeah, that he was not supposed to do. And we need to find out what that is, man.
Coach Carroll was talking to the team, and he went up and patted him on the rear and said, "Man, you're doing a good job."
So you know what? You're never going to see the field.
Yeah, 20. You earned that check because you sure ain't going to earn it on the field.
Man. So, but the thing is, whoever plays, they do good. So Carson in, he get questionable, and then boom, Mike Davis comes does good. So, yeah. So those are our running backs.
I'm halfway expecting Sean Alexander to come running out of the tunnel, man, with them guys, man. All right, I got another one that you love, your favorite player in the NFL, Matt Breida versus New York Giants. I'm taking Matt Breida because, number one, they don't have Snacks anymore.
They sure did trade him away.
So they gave away him for a bucket of chicken, and so they got him gone. They've given up altogether. I don't know if they've given up on the coach or he's lost them, but they've given up. And my guess is San Francisco is going to be ahead in this game, so they're probably going to run it. And he's been playing well.
They do have Nick Mullins too, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be all over that.
For sure. We always, every time when he joins the show, we always want to say hi to Craig Way because we listen to him on Saturdays, and so we just want to thank him for stopping by on Fridays.
All right, so what's up with these wide receivers, man?
Well, let's review our running backs. Dang, man, we doubled down on Nick Chubb. We doubled down on the old man River, Adrian Peterson. We gave you Leonard Fournette. We gave you Duke Johnson. He gave you Deion Lewis, and I like it too. I did not put him on my list. I gave you Aaron Jones. We gave you any Seattle running back that's not named Rashad Penny. How about that?
Anybody take a head off for Seattle?
Then Matt Breida as well. So you got Russell Maven, Jay Thompson, Central Texas, Fantasy Game Time, Week 10, baby. So wide receivers. Let me tell you who we're not going to talk about. Basically, good people. Even people that already played on Thursday night, like AB. We got Landry, we got Woods, we got Hill, we got Boyd. Oh man, I love Boyd. OBJ, Evans, Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, Captain Touchdown.
He had to fight for it too, boy.
Thomas, he had to break 4 tackles. Keenan Allen and Juju, who's already played as well, so that was a good call if you went with that. And we only have one double down on the wide receivers, and it's kind of like, what the heck? We both picked this guy, really? So we got Josh Gordon for you. We got Josh Gordon at Tennessee. For me, my reasoning was he's got 100 yards in 2 of his last 3 games. Right. So Brady's starting to look for him. His targets the last 4 games are 10, 6, 7, 9. If Brady's throwing the ball to you, you have his trust, and that's somebody that you're gonna wanna have around. Yeah.
And it's like he's finding his groove. He's really catching on. But one thing I do want to talk about, because we both agreed on Gordon, is I'm gonna hate a little bit. Yeah, I'm about to hate on New England.
Wow.
I already did the Bills.
Write that down, America.
But didn't they have like some discipline thing with him last week? And because it's the Patriots, nobody like reports it, or nobody like talks about it over and over and over. And he like gets the start.
They tried to say one thing to Belichick, and he gave him one of these. He just looks at people, and they're like, I apologize. I don't even know why I said that.
Yeah, man, it's like any other team, that's a story, and it's like opening the game, and it's like, what are we going to see out of Gordon today? Because, he was late for a meeting, and that can really, he's not good for the locker room and everything, but it's the Patriots, so, we don't.
It's the Patriots, so shut up, man. You're wrong.
Man,
You're wrong.
It just blows my mind.
It's where receivers go to die, but not good ones, because Eric Decker, Reggie Wayne, Chad Johnson.
Yeah, so I'm hating on that part, but he's a good play, great play this week, and not just because it's the Titans, but he's really finding his groove.
Your son's hating on Malcolm Butler, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he's not good. Another receiver I like this week is he might be older than Peterson.
He is.
Fitzgerald.
He was drafted in 2003. Peterson was drafted in 2007.
See, that's why you on board. I mean, it's a receiver and running back. That should be a gimme. But him at the Chiefs this week.
They will be behind. Let me just say that right now. They will be behind.
But it's kind of like the same reason that we've been talking about, the theme of the night of these offensive coordinators. This guy got fired, left which both of us didn't know that was even on the staff.
Didn't know he was in the league.
He went to Rosen and said, hey, man, I play quarterback, and what you do is, the good ones, you like throw to them. So throw to Fitzgerald, and instantly Fitzgerald went back
to being relevant.
Yeah, getting 10 targets and stuff.
Yep.
So
yep.
I think that's going to keep going. So I like Fitzgerald this week at the Chiefs. And it's not like they on fire with their cornerbacks.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I got a cool little deal here on this one. This one, I broke this one down a little bit. So Cooper Kupp. I'm taking Kupp versus Seattle. Now, interestingly, the other 2 wide receivers for the Rams were right by him. The one was ahead of him and one was behind him. So they were right there. And so it reminded me of when you didn't know whether to play Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, or Oz Akeem back in 1999 or 2000 or 2001. It's like, man, I don't know which one of these guys to play, man. Which one's he going to throw to? He throws to all of them. I don't know. So, but he scores a touchdown like every week. That's like, well, let me get my touchdown so we can get this over with and go to halftime around here. He gets tons of targets. Yeah. And then I started looking at stuff. He's leading the league in passer rating versus off coverage, right? That's number 1. Number 2, Seattle's slot corner, he plays in the slot. So this guy, Justin Coleman, allows 6.8 yards of cushion on average. That's 10th highest in the league. To me, that's like a big math equation saying, play Cooper Kupp.
That's like a math equation. Like, man,
All you got to do is triangulate the hypotenuse of the other side, right? Yeah.
That's some good research, man.
Yeah, it was. I dug that up and I was like, "Woo, boy, that is good stuff right there."
And another week on the field and a little more healthier, and they're mad, and I'm gonna talk about that a little later.
Mm-hmm.
But receiver I like this week is Numa.
What the world?
I like how you went in there and changed that name for me versus the Bills. Oh, you didn't?
I didn't change it. I left it alone.
Okay, well, I knew
But
what
now
I
I
was,
changed it.
Okay, I know what I was looking at.
Some of my best friends in the world can't spell. I love them, but they can't spell.
But I mean, how many people gonna get a Numa?
Come on, man.
On the
Quincy
first
and
try?
Nunwa, it's just like spelling cat, man. Come on, dog. This is the easy stuff, man. And Nunwa.
But I like, because we talked about it earlier, McCown is back, and he's a veteran quarterback. Like
Isn't that funny that you
veteran.
trust McCown more than you would trust Darnold? Because I guarantee if Darnold was playing, and Nunwa wouldn't be in there.
Would not, because
Isn't that funny?
It was one of those things that, like we talked about, McCown really was playing good last year. But, when you're at the top of the draft, you got to skin it, man.
You got no choice.
Yeah, so I like a new this week.
I'm taking Alshon Jeffrey this week against the Cowboys. Now, you might go, well, the Cowboys are really good. They're like second in the league in, points allowed and second in the league in pass defense and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine. They really are. They're very good. But bad crap happens to the Dallas Cowboys at night in Philadelphia. Trust me. Understand, I know what I'm talking about.
You watched a game or two of that?
I've seen a couple of their games,
okay.
a couple of hundred. So he gets about 9 targets per game, and he scored 3 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Things are starting to really even out between him and Wentz. And so I'm going Jeffrey, even against a good defense, just because I already know we're missing David Irving. We got other injuries along the defensive line. We're missing Sean Lee. So I just, I'm not feeling it, man. So I think Jeffrey's going to do good this week.
One of the receivers that I like this week is Dante Moncrief, and even for him, it's a revenge game, at the Colts. But
you took Bortles, he's got to throw it to somebody.
Ed, who?
Brickles?
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah, thank you. I didn't know who you're talking about. But I like Moncrief because out of all the receivers, and we've talked about this on earlier shows, they're inconsistent. But lately, I think the last 5 weeks, he's been the most consistent one, getting like at least 60 yards a week. So if you're desperate and, we named all those receivers and you could put him in maybe as your third, I like that matchup. It's one of those, like, just getting him a touchdown might justify, the revenge factor.
I don't know how much revenge you really need. He got overpaid to go to Jacksonville. What's the revenge?
Oh, they don't care about that. They just mad.
Yeah.
Just,
you didn't give me $36 million. They did. I'm mad. You're mad? What the heck is wrong with you? The thing I don't get about Dante Moncrief is, how you have those little matrix that you look at, when they come out, what's the, as far as like with their size, their weight,
right.
Their hands, and you look at all these different things, and he was like the perfect package. And he went to Indy with Andrew Luck.
Right.
And all this, so I really expected him to kind of blow
Be
up.
that guy.
Yeah, and he
right.
never did. So I'm not a believer in Moncrief. I don't know what it is. He's supposed to be good. He's just not. To me, he's kind of a coach killer. So I think they overpaid him and they made a mistake. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Crap.
What did this dude do to you, man?
Nothing, man. I'm just saying he looked like
you talk worse than him than you did about Dak.
To
man.
me, he looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm going with Marvin Jones at Chicago. Without Tate, his targets have been up. I'm trying, Jay.
Man.
Crap, you've been wearing me out for years, man. I got to try to do something. And I think he's Stafford's new dude. I think it should be Galladay, but I think he's going to go with Jones for what he trusts. Kind of like what you're talking about with Fitzgerald. Throw it to the dude that can play in the NFL.
Right.
And so I think that's Marvin Jones this week. So I feel good about him.
That's a good pick, man.
I'll try.
And my last receiver, and I'm gonna keep yelling his name because he always seemed to beat me. But Baldwin at the Rams, I like this pick because the Rams are mad, and just how the Bucks are going to give up 50, we know that's automatic. The Rams are going to score 50 this week. They done lost. They done got all that off their back.
I don't really need that to happen, Jay. Todd Gurley does not need to score 40 points this week. He just doesn't.
Just write it down. The Rams are going to score 50 points, and if that
Malcolm
happens,
Brown have one of those?
oh yeah, he could have. He might have two of them, but that just means Russell Wilson's going to be throwing more, and
Which is why I picked Wilson.
I like Baldwin when it comes to that. So
How about this one, man? I'm gonna reach into my bag of tricks. You ready?
yes, sir.
I'm taking Valdez Scantling, Marquez Valdez Scantling for the Green Bay Packers against Miami. He's had 100 yards in 2 of the last 3 weeks, and he's starting to be the big play guy. He's starting to be their Alvin Harper, and so when you start making plays like that, Aaron Rodgers starts to throw you a few more footballs.
Right.
He already knows he can trust 17, and he'll go to him no problem. And he even still trusts 18. I'm not sure why, but he does. But Valdez Scantling is really starting to earn that trust. He's kind of the third most likely option now, and I think he maybe ended up taking over second on that team as far as targets go. So I'm gonna take old Marquez Valdez Scantling, and I doubt he's going to end up with Xavier Howard on him very much.
Man, you just wanted to say his name so everybody know you can pronounce it.
Marquez
good.
Valdez.
See, but man,
If your last name is Valdez, don't name your son Marquez. Come on, man.
But I want to go back because that's
Like me naming my son Laban. Laban Maben.
That's another good pick, man. Because
I'm trying, dog.
you know, we are in dynasty leagues, and a lot of you guys that watch the show are in dynasty league with us, and it was the dilemma this year because they had three rookie receivers, and you knew.
Don't worry, I picked the wrong one.
I did too. Yeah, because it goes back to your name theory. Remember, you got a name theory, your name supposed to
It's got to be 3 or 4 syllables. It's got to be three or four syllables.
You come in here with all these hashes and tags and stuff.
Jamon Moore should have been it. There's 3 syllables.
Right, that's who I got. And he said, no.
That was the wrong one.
You got in the quickest St. Brown. No, that can't happen.
Hey, man, you got 17 syllables just in your first name.
He can't be good. And then Valdez, Scantling. No, that can't be.
How many names do you need, bro? Come on.
Man. So
that can't be right.
And he's the one. So
Cooper Kupp.
Jerry Rice.
Randy Moss, Chris Carter. I mean, it's all three or four every time.
But now we got who? Marquez
Valdez. You know what, man? Just get out there. MVS. Go. MVS. That's who you are.
Oh, man.
So, anyways, once again, we're giving you doubling down on Josh Gordon this week. Play Josh Gordon if you got him. We got Cooper Kupp. We got Alshon Jeffrey. Marvin Jones. Marquez. You know what's MVS? It's Marquez Valdez Scantling.
Man, you wanna copyright that or get the tag because he might catch 2 touchdowns and then all of a sudden that's gonna be his initials and you don't want to say it first, man.
Yeah, I'd like to copyright that, please.
Yeah,
How do I do that? Yeah. We gave you the old man, Larry Fitzgerald. We gave you Quincy Enunwa, Dante Moncrief, and Doug Baldwin. You got Russell Maven, Jay Thompson, Central Texas.
Week 10.
Week 10. Fantasy 1 Game Time on YouTube and SoundCloud and Fantasy Game Time on Facebook. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time, baby. You want to see somebody get excited? Man, you
well, my wife is watching now, so I'm a little excited.
You ain't never seen a black dude get so excited, man. I mean, this is Jay Thompson. I mean, when I see Jay, all he wants to talk about is tight ends in the NFL, man. He just loves it. He is all about it, man. So this guy about to get excited. So y'all try to keep this, keep it tuned because Jay's gonna be fired up, baby.
Well, let me go and tell you who we not going to talk about.
Somebody good.
Kelsey, Howard, Ertz, Olsen, Doyle, Graham, Kittle, Gronk. We're not going to talk about those guys. I don't even want to talk about the guys we're going to talk about, but we double down. Yeah, we got to double down.
We doubled down one time.
Hooper at the Browns.
Austin Hooper, baby.
I like him because he's consistent with his targets. He as a tight end, you know it can fluctuate, but he's getting 5 consistent targets.
They put 38 up on a really good defense last week too, even running the ball. So yeah, I like him. I like him. And another dude I like that I think once they really get into their offense, this guy's going to be legit as far as tight ends go. Is Trey Burton versus Detroit. He's had a touchdown in 4 of his last 5 games, and they're not very good against tight ends. So I love Trey Burton this week. I think he's going to get in the end zone, and I think he's going to be a big part of their offensive game plan this week.
Well, I'm going to take Vernon Davis at the Bucks.
It's old man river for you at every position, man. You got Josh McCown, Larry Fitzgerald, Adrian Peterson.
But man, this guy, I mean, is Reed hurt or something? Like,
no.
wow. See, so
Jordan Reed is not hurt right now. Write that down.
And we in week 10.
And he's not any good, by the way. I broke down. I don't know if you heard of the show last week, but I broke it down. This dude, he was my "You're a Daisy if you do." He's not good.
And Davis, not only did he, been showing up, but this guy made some catches last week.
Yeah, he called his grandma and told her about it. Man, this guy's fired up.
Maybe he don't got a relationship with his grandma. Maybe it's just his brother do. Maybe he don't.
You trying to tell me Vontae is tight with his grandma, but he's not? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. This guy still playing, still making plays, and if I haven't said it already, the Bucks are gonna give up 50 points.
Oh,
so,
I didn't know that. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know who I like this week? David Njoku. He's been coming along. Kitchen's been trying to get him the ball. They had one week where he didn't really touch the ball, but I don't think he was right health-wise that week. But he's starting to get the ball to his playmakers. He's kind of like one of those deals where you're like, all right, man, like you've been talking about. By the way, this dude over here at 85, yeah, he's kind of good, man. He's athletic. He can jump over people. Yeah. So, and Baker trusts him. Baker was throwing to him in the preseason. I think he scored 2 touchdowns against the Giants in like the first quarter. I like David Njoku this week. I've been picking him.
I know
he's not been really coming through that much, but fortunately I don't have him in any league, so it doesn't really matter. But I like him. I think he's going to do well this week.
I like Ebron this week, and I was surprised that he didn't make the list. I just knew you was going to give me a red sticker.
You didn't watch the show last week.
Oh, okay.
I broke that down for you too.
Well, break it. Everybody knows.
He's got half the target, half the snaps that Doyle did last week when he's healthy. Half the targets. He only had 18% of the snaps last week.
Well, what I like about him this week is when Doyle was healthy,
he was open.
He was open, and what I like about him, he's a touchdown guy. Mm-hmm. They look for him in the red zone, and it's almost like when Doyle is there, they let him do the blocking and whenever that's called, and Ebron just be another receiver out there to me. So if you have Ebron, I wouldn't just get rid of him. I mean, he's still playable this week, and I like that matchup.
Cool. I like Chris Herndon, the rookie for the Jets. Like you're saying, McCown is in there. He can really chunk it, and Herndon's been doing well even with the rookie in there. He's kind of on a little touchdown roll. He scored 3 touchdowns in a row,
right.
A touchdown in 3 games in a row, and then missed last week. So to me, he's acting like this NFL thing ain't no big deal, man.
Yeah, well.
Come on, man, I got this, And there's not a lot of rookies that really clicks for. So I'm going Chris Herndon.
Good pick, man. I'm waiting for you to tell me I got a good pick, but you've been shooting holes in all my picks.
Because you don't pay attention.
I like Cook this week at versus the Chargers.
Guess what?
You talked about him last week?
No.
Oh.
I don't like that one either.
Because he's old. Okay, yeah, we get it, man. Old guys can play football too.
The Raiders gave up, man.
Well, he's their number 1 option, and whenever you're a number 1 option for a team, he's a startable player in my book. So You don't want to be that guy that have.
Did you just disrespect Brandon LaFell in my face in my living room, man?
I know why. Why do? Because I saw that a couple of times in a couple of fantasy. Like he was up there. Like when did this guy not be a special teams guy? Like when did something change and I didn't know? I mean, I wasn't here last week. Y'all let me know, America. Did something happen and LaFell all of a sudden run a 4-4 or something? I don't.
Man,
okay.
I forgot he was in the league until I was watching that game with the 49ers. I'm like, is that Brandon LaFell? Like, and I have the Red Zone channel. I watch every game. So yeah, it's crazy, man.
So I like Cook this week. He's still their number one, and he's an old freak of nature. So
he's still the fastest guy on the Titans. All right, I'm taking C.J. Uzomah versus New Orleans. New Orleans. There's 9 extra targets available now without Green there, and I think Uzomah's going to get a couple of those. Dalton seems to like the tight end. There was a couple of years back where I forgot like 15 touchdowns or something like that. I don't know if you know this, but he's hurt.
Yeah, he broke something.
Man, he is. Goodness gracious, he's brittle.
Yeah.
Man. But I think Uzomah's going to make a couple of plays this week, so I'm going with him.
I like Ingram this week.
How's he look, man?
Man, I think he's going to look great at the 49ers. I think he's even more healthy after the bye week. So I think he's a good play. And you got some people that, had him and held on to him. It's going to start paying off. You heard it here first.
Whoa! There it is. There it is, man. All right, man. So we gave you, we doubled down on Austin Hooper. We gave you Trey Burton, David Njoku, Vernon Davis, Eric Ebron, Jared Cook, Chris Herndon, C.J. Uzomah, and Evan Ingram at tight end. So we'll see how that all shakes out. Let's go over here and let's talk about who you don't want to start. And in this one, I decided to put my purse down and quit zipping my pants up on the side and bring some heat this week.
Okay, so you've been on fire all night, man. You're showing out.
I'm bringing some heat. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we get to do this podcast again, man. I'm so excited you're here. So I decided to bring some heat around this son of a gun. So let me tell you who you don't want to play, Jay.
Who you don't want to play?
The 4th pick in the draft in 2016.
Wow.
Ezekiel Elliott. Don't play him. Don't play him. Ask me if I'm playing him. Yes, but don't play him.
I'm waiting for the why.
Let me tell you. Because the Dallas Cowboys have no idea what they're doing on offense. There will be 12 people in the box. And everybody in America knows the Cowboys are running up the middle on first down. And guess what the Cowboys will do? Run up the middle on first down. They're not going to fake it to Zeke and run the quarterback for 15 yards. They're not going to fake it to Zeke and throw it down the field against Philly's sorry cornerbacks. They're running Zeke Elliott up the middle. It's Philadelphia at night. This is the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to play like total crap. Bad things happen in Philly at night. He scored 1 touchdown in the last 4 games. 1. Don't play him. Ask me if I'm playing him. Yes, but don't play him.
Well, I mean, you on fire tonight, but I went with Mark Ingram. I mean, we going more traditional.
Can we just pick all of my running backs in at one time?
Well, I think what cost him playing time last year and the year before that was him fumbling the ball. And it's too many playmakers on this offense to be fumbling, and we don't need you. So he put it on the ground last week, and I just, especially, when we had the Dez news, I really didn't think he's really gonna fall down when it comes to certain options on the offense. But even with Dez being hurt, I mean, you're daisy if you do, and you play Mark Ingram.
Good luck.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
All right, man, let's go a little deeper.
Okay.
Who's somebody that you would just say, you know what, man, well, bye. Bring me your iPad. Bring me your playbook. clean out all your lockers, get all the wristbands you want, go
Right.
see the equipment guy,
Well,
and then go see the Turk because he's coming for you.
My guy gonna have to stop licking his fingers. How that tastes to you? Jameis Winston. Bye. Well, bye. Because this dude, it blows my mind how quick you can just be irrelevant, man. But the guy's talented. And
He might play for Dallas next year.
we're gonna have to fight for that. You talked about we ain't had no beef in 20-something years. That's gonna come to a halt because if they cut this guy, I want him in Miami in a heartbeat. But right now, the Bucks are saying, bye. We don't want you. Take your finger licking behind somewhere and sit
I
out.
forgot about that speech, man. That is hilarious. If you never heard that one, you gotta look that one up, man. It is a hoot, man. It's like, what are you doing?
But the guys
and everybody else, they're supposed to be getting fired up for the game.
Like, oh,
what did you just say, man? Like, it's like somebody says something inappropriate right in the really like important moment.
but
What did you just say?
But Ray Lewis used to do that to me. Like, if you ever really listen to what he says before the game to the guys, and I'll be like, you hype, and then he'll say some things, and it's like, oh.
I want your spleen. What? You want my spleen?
He will leave it on the field. And I'm like, okay, I didn't sign up for all this, man. I just wanted to play
I
football.
want to lacerate your intestines. What?
Yeah, I wanted to guts all over this place. Like,
what are you
okay,
talking
man, calm down. I'll tackle the guy in front of me. Can I just do that?
Look, man, we're in zone this play. Are you with us on this? All right. All right. Well, let me tell you who I'm saying bye to.
Who you gonna say bye
just
to?
see you later. It's a guy that everybody was like a must start earlier in the year, but T.J. Yeldon. Like, why would you even like have this dude on your team at this particular point?
Right.
You know, so. You know, to me, I'm just like, nah. They got Fournette healthy and Carlos Hyde.
Wow.
Why would he even
Right.
see the field?
Right. Call special teams.
Call return and kickoff, man.
Oh, he got the background music going
Some
on.
background music. So you're gonna have to wax poetic here on the really for me.
That ain't me, guys. But really, this week, Miami, no offensive touchdowns. We're in 2018 where you have teams that are scoring 52 points in a game, and you have a game that doesn't have any offensive touchdowns. Miami and the Jets last week. Really? Come on, guys. You got to get it together. That's not fantasy-wise. That's not why we play fantasy to watch a game with 0 offensive touchdowns. You got to do better, guys. And I'm going to go over here and peek at Russell's here while he's tending to his babies. Oakland, third string. We're back on the Mullins tip. Oakland to give up that many yards and have a performance by a third string quarterback that nobody ever heard of. Really, Oakland? I mean, if you're giving up on Gruden that quick, are you that obvious that you guys are trying to get as high as pick as you can? You already got 3 first-round picks. Do you want them 1, 2, and 3? Well, what are you trying to do? But really, I had to peek on yours, man. You on fire tonight, man.
Man, good night. Yes, man. I wanted to get into this. Like, I got 3 of them. Okay, one of them is how do you get worn out by a third string quarterback that nobody's ever heard of on national television? You ought to just forfeit the rest of your games. That is embarrassing. Okay, you think you hired the wrong coach and guaranteed him $100 million? Woo!
Nobody did that. Did a team do that?
No, they wouldn't do that.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one is Julio Jones. Are you really telling me you have not scored a touchdown since week 12 of last year?
Man.
Really, man?
Really?
You haven't scored a touchdown. You've probably got 1,500 receiving yards since then.
Leading the league in yards.
Leading the league, and you have not scored a touchdown in that long.
Yeah.
Really? That is embarrassing, man. That is embarrassing. And they said the whole team went and congratulated him. Like, they shouldn't. They should have turned around and walked out. Like, you're just now scoring a touchdown? Come on, dog. And then I've never seen this before. Did you see Pat Mahomes' intentional grounding penalty?
No,
He spiked the ball. Like, he clocked it. And
Oh.
he got intentional grounding because the clock was already stopped. They were like, intentional grounding, number 15, lost a down, third down. I'm like,
So you better be glad we scoring 50 points. I'll be
did
mad right now.
Did he just get an intentional grounding on a clock?
Oh no,
He clocked
wow.
it. He clocked it.
Dead ball foul. Ain't that something?
I was
man.
just like, you got to be freaking
See that?
kidding me.
You know what, refs? Come on, really? I'm with you on that, man. That don't make no sense.
So, all right, man, we're digging deep in the barrel. If we flip the barrel over and just digging deep, man, your desperation, you need a Hail Mary from your own end zone. I mean, who you playing this week? Skin that smoke wagon.
A theme tonight, Mr. Nick Mullins. Skin it. And you know, it's such thing in my book called Kurt Warner rule. Do you want to know what the Kurt Warner rule is?
If you've done it once, you can do it again.
I was the last person on Earth, not Earth, but on Earth, that believed Kurt Warner was real. Like, I was like, okay, that was good. Yeah, I know.
Wait till they get some tape on this
I
guy.
know, man. I know it's week 11 and y'all still, like, you scoring 4 touchdowns a game.
It's the NFC Championship game.
I was like, you know what? This Kurt Warner guy might be pretty good. So, Drake called me and said, man, why is everybody all hyped about this Mullins dude? I said, yeah, he might be nobody, but it's always the Kurt Warner rule. It be that third string quarterback that you didn't nobody ever heard of, but he just gets a chance because we're gonna work with Kurt Warner. We're gonna rally behind him,
And we'll play good football.
So whenever this stuff happens, of course it was the Raiders. Of course they've quit. Of course they're trying to get the first pick, but remember the Kurt Warner rule. So whenever, this is the fantasy tip right here. Whenever you got a roster spot available and stuff like that happens, why
Just
not?
go get him. Just
Why not?
go get him.
Remember the Kurt Warner rule. So you don't want to be that guy, the NFC Championship game, and this guy's the league MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and you like, oh no. It's almost what
Don't be Jay. It's like those shirts. It's like, be like Jay. Jay doesn't believe in Kurt Warner, even when he's going into the Hall of Fame. Don't be like Jay.
but it's almost, and this is the I think everybody was this way when it came to Dak. Correct? We was like, no. We kept going. Then it was week 10, and he was still doing good. And then
If you remember, early in that year,
enlighten me.
I was the voice in the woods talking about this dude was a running quarterback in college. He's not a passer. And then they went 11 in a row, and they're like, Maven, you're an idiot. Like, okay, maybe I'm dumb. I don't know. I've never seen him do this before.
Right.
And then 6 games later, no one's seen him do it again.
Right. I hear you, but I had that same kind of feeling. I was like, I just couldn't believe it, but he kept. I guess what happens is when you win, people look at stuff different, and
You forget about the bad stuff when you win.
or the lack of
Where was
stat.
that throw going?
Right. So, if you got to skin it this week,
I got one.
Okay.
I got one, bro. Believe me, this is a freaking.
What happened to you this
shot
week, man?
In the whole dark. I mean, this is like.
I'm
man,
never missing another show, man. You don't know how to act right.
Oh man, I lost my mind this week, man. John, bleepity bleep, Ross. I mean, he was a first-round pick. He's the fastest dude to ever put on shoes at the combine.
Right.
And there's no AJ Green. there's got to be a target or two for him, and this guy might accidentally catch one deep, and if he does, if he actually runs down there, doesn't pull a hamstring, doesn't tear an Achilles tendon, and he actually catches the ball, it's a touchdown. It's just a touchdown. I still remember that stupid play made against the Bills in the preseason. He juked like 4 people and they ran into each other. He looked like Dante Hall out there. And then this guy, he can't get on the field.
Right. It's like what was Schuster's time in the 40? I mean, was it just
no idea?
Right. It's just a guy, but this dude has like the longest touchdowns of all time. Like this, I don't understand how he does it. But
Smith Schuster?
Yeah.
Like, he's always like, are they catching? They're catching me, right? He's looking
yeah. So he knows he's not fast, but he gets 70-yard touchdowns.
Jerry Rice ran a 4.6, and you never saw that dude get caught from behind.
But here we got John Ross that could just outrun everybody backwards. And,
legit 4.2.
Right.
Like Olympic timing 4.2.
Let's get this guy a toss, screen. Like, can he catch that? I mean,
without pulling something? No.
Oh, just tape him up real good and just sit him out there on one of those plays.
It's almost like bodies are not made to go that fast. You know what I mean? It's like you're not supposed to do that, man. It's too hard on your muscles, man. All right, man. Get in the kitchen, man. Who you baking a cake for this week, man?
Oh, man, we baking cakes.
Man,
we already baking cakes.
Man, we are baking some cake.
I mean, it's getting
Jay must have baked me 500 cakes in that, which means 0. But he must have said that to me 500 times in my lifetime. So who you baking a cake for this week?
I hope you got a double oven, man, because I got to bake 2 cakes this week. And I'm not trying to rub it in or anything, but when Mahomes throws the hunt for a touchdown, man, I just got to bake you guys a cake, man. You know how much love that is that you guys show towards me when you do that? Like, it almost want to make me...
Anyways, that's all the time we have.
Get out of my house.
Get out of my house. I hate black people.
Mahomes to hunt. Man, I got to bake you guys a cake, man. If you guys consistently do that, y'all might be looking at a champion. And I know it's not for me to talk like that normally, but, man, I got to break you guys
Anyways,
a cake.
let me tell you who I'm baking a cake for, because I ain't got to listen to Jay's bullcorn anymore. Curtis Samuel.
Why are you baking him a cake,
Did you see Curtis Samuel last week? Not only did this dude score 2 touchdowns, but he ran an extra 100 yards to get it done. He juked everybody on the field twice. He looked like he was playing John Elway quarterback. Remember that old, what was that, a Sega game or a Nintendo or something? Yeah. It was like, this dude was out of control. I think he juked the same guy 3 times.
And I think he's one of those guys that I think if he was on another team, he would be a lot better. I know Carolina do their thing and they get the points, but I really feel that they have a lot of
offense. That doesn't mean the offense matches him.
Right. It doesn't match him, and the quarterback is not that guy. So he is one of those guys that I just feel like, I mean, I watched him in college. I mean, this guy, that's who he is. Mm-hmm. I mean, fortunately, he got hurt a couple of times, but that he is that guy. And I'm thinking, I mean, I know it's a couple of years away, but y'all watching, y'all can, bring it back to tape. But when this guy goes free agent and goes to another team, and it's like, oh man, we didn't know this guy's this. Oh,
like
okay.
Emmanuel Sanders, like
right.
What the world?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right. What kind of complaining do you want to do? Because I got all kinds of crap I can do.
Well, I'm not gonna take up too much of the guy's time, but one thing the Miami coach says, and it's hard for me to say it, he always says consistency. He's always preaching consistency. And it just makes me think, as a preacher, if I'm always preaching about something, but then don't do it, do I get to keep preaching about it? We are the most inconsistent team I've ever seen.
But maybe that's what you're consistent at, being inconsistent.
Maybe that's what he said. I'm just misunderstanding it. But 1 week the offense sucks and the defense is great. Then the next week the defense is suck and the offense actually scored 25 points. It's like if y'all could just consistently do it at the same time, maybe we can win some games. But that's not how it goes. It's like 1 week the defensive coordinator is going to get fired. The next week the offensive coordinator is going to get fired. Like, okay, can either be consistently bad or be consistently good. Don't take turns and win games 13-6. Yeah, so yeah, that's my thing. Preaching inconsistency. No.
All right, I don't even know. I mean, I think everybody knows probably how most Cowboy fans feel, but to me,
How do you feel, man?
oh my gosh! Right now we're giving Oakland like the 8th pick in the draft right now.
Oh, well.
So and for Amari Cooper, so
But-
who we can't get the ball to because our quarterback's terrible. And oh, by the way, we can't fix the quarterback thing until 2020 because that quarterback draft is going to be much better than this one.
Y'all gonna. You heard Jerry, man.
We will extend Dak. And I'm like, when he says crap like that, I just put my head down. I'm just like, what does an aneurysm feel like? You know, I don't even know how to respond to stuff like that. Do you watch the games? Do you see what's going on out there? You know, I mean, you got.
But you don't have to say that now. That's my thing. It's like, it ain't even about the eye test. It's like, you don't have to say that now. It's like, why do you say that now? You don't have to.
There's nothing. Yeah, you know why? Because he didn't want to look stupid. You know, I have zero hope that the Cowboys are going to do anything that's going to help this team win anytime within the next 10 years or so.
Wow.
Zero. Because you got the Jones family running it. They fall in love with people. You know, he knows how to make a great commercial. So he really doesn't. He's just on the commercials. He's not very good at it. But so we're going to mess around and keep him. He's the face of the franchise, so we're just going to keep him. I know he sucks, but we're just going to keep him. He's a really nice guy, and he works really hard, so we're going to keep him. And they're going to pay him $100 million, and it don't matter who, you know. I think we're going to lose enough games to get Jason Garrett fired and Scott Linehan fired, and that's fine. And I think Rod Marinelli is going to ride off into the sunset with a pretty good defense here. And ironically, we got the second best defense in the league now. You know, now that we don't have an offense, you know, Romo's calling games and, you know, Dez is gone, Witten's gone. But now we got a good defense. Like, well, can you freaking put that together when they're here? You bunch of knuckleheads. Anyways, I got no hope. We're consistent. We're consistent. We're consistently not going to be in the Super Bowl. We're 22 years in a row right now.
Wow.
So how about that for consistency? So they suck. I don't like them. Anyways, I'm watching every game, living and dying, but I don't like them.
Oh yeah. Of course.
Anyways, all right. How about some pick six, man? Are you ready to catch me? I'm only up by one still.
Okay, yeah, let's do this, man. Maybe if I can get past you, then you can calm down.
Okay. Do you want to take the black ones or the color ones?
I thought the black one was the color was, but okay. All right, I'm gonna take the colored ones since you got them in purple.
He said it, not me. All right. More rushing yards, Mixon or Kamara?
I'm going Mixon.
I'll go Kamara.
More catches, Fitzgerald or Hill?
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
Will Deion Lewis get his revenge touchdown against New England?
Yes.
No.
Aaron Rodgers.
Change that one. I'm going to say yes, too. Because I was thinking rushing, but I think he'll get one receiving. So I'll go receiving, yes.
All right, Aaron Rodgers. More or less than 2.5 touchdown passes.
I'm going to go less because I want to trick him into getting more. It's like a mind game I need to play. Because I need that dude to act like Aaron bleepity bleep Rodgers.
Well, it's Green Bay in November, and they just had a bad loss. I'm going to say more.
Okay, please be right. More catches this week, Amari Cooper or Alshon Jeffrey?
I'm gonna say Amari Cooper.
Okay. I'll agree.
More passing yards. Nick Mullins or Elijah Manning.
Is there a theme tonight?
I know, right? I think this dude is like ain't never been talked about this much in his life.
In his life. His family doesn't talk about him this
Yeah,
much.
no fantasy show has said Nick Mullins more
All right,
than
I'm
we have.
gonna take the old man River.
I'm gonna go Nick Kurt Warner Mullins.
Man, think about what we just did right there. Okay, you just took in week 10 of a year, 2 weeks ago. You didn't know who Nick Mullins was, and you just took him over Eli Manning.
I mean, yeah.
He's the greatest quarterback ever because he's won 2 Super Bowls. Don't you know that?
I didn't get that memo.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's it, America. That is it.
right.
Week 10's in the books, baby. Russell Maven, Jay Thompson, Central Texas. We want to give everybody a shout out that stopped by and watched the show even for a minute. We appreciate your ears. We appreciate your time. We know you can be doing something else, so thank you for doing that. Make sure you catch us later in the week at Fantasy One Game Time on SoundCloud and YouTube, and Fantasy Game Time on Facebook. Hook us up with some questions. Even before Sunday's games, we'll still try to get in there and answer them for you. Until then, man, Jay and I always leave you with the same truth because we love football.
But we love Jesus more.
Absolutely, man. Now go get in the playoffs this week. Peace.
Mahomes the Hunt.
I hate you.